Hello, the internet. Hey, guys. All right. So Steve and Tim and Jason or Connor and Brad and Casey. What's going on, guys? Coming to you with...
Casey, hey, man, Connor.
Good to meet you, man.
Yeah.
I love that show you're in.
Oh, stop it.
All right.
I love everything about you.
So we're done kissing our own asses. Guys, we're here with an Ixalan discussion. We've all been watching the spoilers. I don't know about you guys. I know about you guys. I'm excited about Dinosaur Tribal EDH.
You don't know me. Don't act like you know me.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates.
What's up?
Yeah.
So we got Casey coming in to talk to you about Ixalan previews in Modern and Standard. Brad's going to talk to you about Dino EDH. And I'm going to talk about Pirate EDH.
Why don't I start off? That way you guys can run the EDH train all the way to the end. Yeah? All right.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So let's
I
go
would have
ahead.
said it differently.
No, that's exactly how it is to be said. Everybody's got a ticket to ride. So let's get started. We're going to talk about, first, the check lands. All right, these are the dual lands that check to see if you've got one of two other land requisites met, so they come into play untapped. This is a no-brainer. I would say all 5 of these cards are going to be played in Standard, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, and limited, you draft them, and they're going to be played in EDH. It is one of the cheapest alternatives to dual lands and shock lands.
Next one, we're going to be talking about Lightning Strike. This is, again, a no-brainer. With Incendiary Flow rotating out, all of these sort of burn decks are going to be looking for a replacement, and I got to say Lightning Strike, a red and a generic for a Lightning Bolt is a pretty easy include.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to fit it right in with a bunch of the ramen up decks running as well. You
Yeah.
lose some in that slot, and there's a perfect
They're
fit.
going to lose a bunch of stuff out of those red deck wins, though. They lose the what's it called? The vampire, the 1-drop vampire, the 2/1, the
Falconwrath
Gorger.
Noble? Gorger, sorry.
Yep. And there's one other thing in there that's going to be a little rough.
You guys think zombies are done, period?
Because you're losing the majority of the deck. You lose Diregraph Colossus, you lose Dread Wanderer.
You
No, not
also,
Dread Wanderer.
I mean, we've been everybody's been pissed off at how many graveyard shenanigans have been happening, and now there's just too much that shuts that down.
Yeah. We get the 1 and a white that prevents all cards being cast from the graveyard into play, so there's additional
Or
graveyard.
abilities from the graveyard.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to jump to Modern real quick. There's a land coming out called Unclaimed Territory that taps for 1 colorless, but you also, when it comes into play, get to name any creature type and tap for any color mana to play those creatures. So the deck that this really seems like it's going to have a home in is Bant Eldrazi. So you can that's like a deck that's on the fridge of being a fairly good aggro deck, but it runs into a little bit of trouble in terms of mana fixing. But you're going to be able to take out I don't remember what it's like Brushlands and Yavimaya Coast.
Yep.
Maybe, so you're going to be able
The
to
Pain lands.
You're going to be able to take out 4 of those 6 pain lands and I think run this unclaimed territory instead. I feel like it's a pretty strict upgrade.
Yeah, well, the important thing is it taps for the colorless mana you need for a lot of the casting requirements and for some of the activation.
Yes.
Like the Blinker and Eldrazi Displacer. But then it also makes you the colored mana that you need for your Worldbringer or whatever you're looking to cast at the top end.
And the thing about the Bant Eldrazi that makes this card really useful is that the majority of that deck, it runs such a large number of Eldrazi that have just a couple of different colors. It just is going to smooth out your curve a little bit. It's something where with Eldrazi-tron, it's not going to be as useful because it doesn't ramp, and you're not ever really worried about getting the green for your Worldbreaker because you've got...
Well, you have several different
You
options.
have a lot of
The idea
ways
is
to fix it.
this is the kind of land that's huge in tribal EDH decks, so it's going to be huge in any tribal competitive deck. It does not enter tapped.
Nope.
It taps for colorless mana.
It does.
There's no drawback to creating mana with it, and it gives you rainbow, any color you need for your creature type of choice. And in a tribal deck,
That's super
every
nice.
creature is that creature type. So it's going to be a huge card.
Yeah. Last, we're going to talk about the raindrops, guys. As a guy who loves blue, we got 3 1-drop blue spells that just are making me just want to sing in the rain. I'm Gene
You might
Kelly
be about
over
to
here.
talk about my favorite card coming out.
All right, so it's the first one is Siren Storm Tamer.
Oh, that's the one I was pumped about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about it?
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's
So
just
it's- yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's everything you could want.
It's a 1-drop, 1 blue for a 1/1 flyer. Already
Huge.
So great,
But what
I
else
got
does
value.
this
That's
do?
all I need. I'll just be happy with that. You don't even need to print anything on the body.
Well, wait,
just maybe a
there's
paragraph.
more.
What, more you say?
That's right.
Impossible.
That's right. For 1 blue, and I think you have to sack it. You can counter a spell that targets a creature that you control.
Spell or ability.
Spell or ability,
Yeah.
which is real big. I mean, it's like a...
It takes the bullet. It just, it's Sinbad in that movie where he is on the Secret Service and he just jumps in front of the...
He's facing his most dangerous assignment, protecting himself from the president's son.
Yeah.
You guys not up on the Sinbad 90s canon?
Like,
tell
honestly,
us more.
Sinbad's own
Housecast.
family hasn't...
Jingle All the Way. What? Sinbad is an icon of comedy and cinema.
Sinbad is a PG comedian that manages to walk the line between family-friendly, and he has the flattest ass of any man I've ever seen.
That's a weird thing to say.
How do you not
If you're
notice
gonna
it? He
choose
looks...
two things
His
to
back
say
looks like
about
a billboard
Sinbad.
with legs. It's crazy.
And then lastly, of course, is the first reprint of Opt.
Yeah, with
Huge.
Yeah, I mean, this is bonkers, guys. You have to understand, this card has never been legal in Modern. Ever. I'll be curious how people feel about the adjustment between Opt and Serum Visions. I don't think that Storm really needs the instance speed of the spell compared to the additional scry of the Serum Visions that you trade off at
Yeah, but
sorcery
outside of
speed.
Storm.
I'm trying to figure out what you do, because I don't think Delver needs it. I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see where people play with it, because it seems like it's going to be.
I think it's going to pop up.
Open up a
lot.
can of worms.
I think it's going to pop up in decks that aren't running anything like it. It's just that the value is too solid, and instant speed just makes it.
Yeah, if there's any
it just
prowess
goes
decks, it's a guaranteed.
No doubt.
Yeah, but that's going to cover Standard and Modern. Let's move on to these EDH cats.
So this Pirates deck is... I'm not going to say you're going to win. Maybe you're going to win. I don't know.
You're going to win the fun contest.
You're going to win the fun contest and maybe the chaos contest. And
Are there enough Pirates to make a Pirate EDH deck?
yeah, Pirates actually surprisingly go back a ways.
Okay.
Yeah, all the way back to Legends, there was one something DiPietro was the first legendary. Ramiro. Yeah.
Props, first of all, to Anton Handel, who helped me cook this up. And there's someone, Miyamoto, online, who had this Pirate EDH deck that I definitely stole a lot of ideas from.
Borrowed.
Yeah. Well, no, stole, because it's a Pirate EDH deck. That's really what the
So you
theme's about.
plundered
It's about
it.
theft.
Oh,
I
we plundered.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
nice.
raided the internet and plundered this deck.
Good.
So our commander, Admiral Beckett Brass. He's a 4-drop, 3/3, and he's got 2 abilities. The first is that other pirates you control get +1/+1.
Anthem.
How I wish that was an Eminence trait there. I got spoiled by those precons.
You absolutely did. But he has a second ability.
There's a second ability, which is that at the beginning of your end step, you can gain control of a target permanent that your opponent controls, provided that you hit them, that they receive damage by, I think, 3 or more pirates.
Right, so basically, my pirates raid you, they deal damage to you, I take your stuff.
Oh, so sweet.
If that's not fun in itself, like
yeah.
you're
Flavor.
this is the wrong game for you.
Flavor win.
So we're gonna take those 2 ideas to make our deck. We're gonna take pillaging, we're gonna be stealing, and we're gonna do it with a real sense of charm, a swashbuckling charisma that will in turn
flair.
convert our opponent's stolen creatures into our own pirates. Oh, and gold! Duh. Of course, we're stealing stuff from our opponents left and right. It's going to be all different types. So we've got cards like Arcane Adaptation, Xenograph, Conspiracy. These are going to let you turn them into pirates. I'm going to add another victory condition to this deck, and that's Treasure. So correct me if I'm wrong, because this seems pretty dope. Revel in Riches. It's a new Ixalan card. It adds the condition, you win the game with 10 or more treasures. Treasures are artifact tokens that essentially let you crack them for mana.
Do you think they'll be as potent as Clues? Because when Clues
No.
came out, everybody was like, Clues are Garbo. And then this treasure...
And people were like, oh.
They're like, oh, this is
cards aren't
actually
bad.
really good.
Well-
Card advantage apparently is really
Yeah,
good.
card advantage is bigger than the mana advantage, but I think for me, if I end up building a pirate EDH deck and I could win by having the most treasure,
Oh,
that is so much
Well,
more
look at what
fun.
you've got. So we've got Deadeye Plunderers. First of all, they get +1/+1 for each artifact you control, and they create treasure artifacts. You've got Phosphorus. You've got
They glow.
Phosphorus.
Yeah, they glow.
They're radioactive. You've got Prosperous Pirates. They're also creating treasure. What's the
Ooh,
text
that
is?
alliteration.
When Prosperous Pirates enters the battlefield, create 2 colorless treasure artifact tokens. Captain Lannery Storm, she's creating treasure. Whenever she attacks, you're creating. Treasure map creates. Like, we've got quite a few devices to create treasure here.
And there also are a lot of cards over the years that allow you to make copies of artifacts, and every turn they put another one in play, like mechanized production.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I make one or two treasures, and every turn I get an extra one, and then I copy, and then I clone, and then I Phyrexian Metamorph, and then I Clever Imposter, and all of a sudden I'm hitting my 10 treasure win con, and you're all sitting, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
The fact is, it is just one of the coolest, spiciest, most on-flavor win cons.
Revel in Riches is going to get... I dropped that on the board. You're going to accumulate fast enough, which is why I say this isn't what the deck is doing. This is what... Pirates are always on the side grabbing treasure. It's there.
Yeah, but it's such a great flavor win.
The main kind of flavor mechanic here is theft, and we're not digging so much into Ixalan for that, but just going back, well, you do have Hostage Taker from Ixalan,
which is
so right. It's got an enter the battlefield trigger, exile an artifact or creature from your opponent, and cast it for any color mana. So if your opponent's running, blue-green Merfolk, you can cast it using your...
But that Kite Boot, though.
There is a great steel card in Ixalan that I was going to talk about as not even pirate themed specifically, but just for any blue EDH deck, and that's Entrancing Melody. It's X blue to take control of target creature, where X is the CMC of that creature.
Yep.
And what I think is really interesting is you're going to be playing against someone that has something like Hangerback Walker, or they're going to have a Hydra, and the converted mana cost of Hangerback Walker is XX. Its CMC is 0. So even if it has 7 counters, which would cost 14 mana to cast, you get to steal it for 0 and 2 blue.
Ooh, tastes good.
The value is sick, and it's not an enchantment that can be disenchanted to get their creature back. It's just, boop, thanks, 2 mana, I'm going to take your stuff. So yeah, it's just a no-brainer.
I don't want to cross you, man. I don't want to ever, for us to have beef together.
We've had beef at the table many a time.
Yeah, but that's table beef.
He's been hanging over
I
a
suplex
volcano.
you.
You can hug.
About to die, swords in
I'll
him.
take that suplex rather than you a life boon or be on the other side of your blade.
Look,
So I'm gonna just I don't need to talk about them all.
He's
I'm just
losing
gonna
tonight, though.
Run through.
probably, yeah.
We got Ray of Command, Memory Plunder, Blatant Thievery, Bribery, Stolen Goods. Oh, here's a combo that I'm digging. So Pirate Ship is a creature. It's a. Do you remember what set it's from?
It's from Legends.
From Legends.
It is from Legends.
So you can tap it to essentially ping an opposing creature for 1 damage.
Right.
But because we're pirates, you enchant it with Charisma. Charisma says something to the effect of, whenever you deal damage to an opponent, you take control of it. So essentially, our ghost ship is just, boo, take it, boo, take it, boo, take it.
There's also cards that just, okay, I'm going to hit it, and now you have to sacrifice it. Or I'm going to hit it, and now you have to bounce it back to your hand.
Sure. So many different artifacts. Equipment's going to give something Death Touch, and then you can ping for 1 damage, and it'll, whatever it
and
is.
it's literally like that pirate ship is now, you're just loading up the cannonballs and knocking stuff down.
One thing I want to point out, on the subject of theme, real quick. Zealous Conscripts. Not a pirate, human warrior. However, I'm giving you my blessing to include it in the pirate deck on account of the hat it's wearing.
He's wearing the 3-pointed hat. It's clearly a pirate hat. And we just killed Sizzle.
Furthermore, that card is too good. I'm just trying to wait. You're about to ultimate your Planewalker? I'm about to ultimate your Planeswalker.
I'm picturing Plainsview in There Will Be Blood. I drink your milkshake.
I drink your milkshake.
Yes.
Can Thraben Inspector get in because of his hat?
Thraben Inspector is just such a bore.
What are you talking about? That card is...
Well, it's value.
That card in a red-white humans deck is going to come flying in turn 1.
It's value city, but in EDH, that value is pretty minimal when you start at 40 life and the creatures are as big as they are, and the removal spells and board wipes are as frequent as they are. And as excited as I am about dinosaurs, I'm going to have to build 2 EDH decks.
It sounds really fun, right?
And then there's a legendary Merfolk, so Merfolk could become an EDH.
That new Merfolk.
That is so
That's going straight
Deep
into
Sea
modern.
Kraken, you got stuff that you can throw in there. It's not on theme. It's on theme in sort of the world of pirates.
There's a lot of great giant Kraken and sea creatures.
So,
Pirates, okay. Kraken's okay.
maybe
Thraben
okay.
Inspector, not okay.
You need to get off the Thraben Inspector thing. Does he
Do
look
I?
like he's a...
He's got a great hat.
Coastal colonist? No,
He
he's
looks like-
inland, man.
yeah.
He's in freaking
Yeah.
Kansas right now.
Who passes out
All
the
right.
scrolls to people to get them on the ships?
Not him, because he's 400 miles inland.
Although you can use the spell Merchant Scroll to go and find what you need in your deck, which is thematic.
Last note on theme. It is my recommendation, and we have Brad here to represent an opposing view, which I respect.
If there is one.
That you've got some enchantments like Take Possession and Conjured Currency, which largely do the same thing. Take Possession is a much better card than Conjured Currency. However, I strongly encourage you in this pirate deck to run Conjured Currency because it is so clearly the piratey feeling option, as opposed to Take Possession, which is very kind of high fantasy.
You have a treasure win con and a currency steal spell.
Yeah.
I am all about thematic decks. And one of the reasons I love tribal decks and thematic decks is because it sort of nerfs the deck. If you stick to that theme, it will be a more fun deck, and it limits how strong you can make it.
I don't need those limitations. I'm not going to...
That's not necessarily true.
Because you are the...
Well, no, for me, it helps me build decks that are less competitive, and I can play with people of varying skill levels and varying card types, and it's just more fun.
Thank you for your time. I look forward to playing Pirates with you soon. And by playing Pirates, I mean...
Playing Pirates.
Playing Pirates. You know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. What's to play with that booty?
All right, I'm going to steal...
Oh! That was so clever! Pun it up, my friend.
I got you.
All right, now that butt jokes are out of the way, I'm going to steal the spotlight for a second and talk about dinosaurs, and I'm really excited about them. Now, there are two versions of a dinosaur-themed planeswalker that are going to be one in the set and then one in the pre-con for the set. The planeswalker's name is Huatli, Huatli. There is Huatli, Warrior Poet, and Huatli, Dinosaur Knight. Okay, and they are just thematically awesome. You have gain life equal to the creature with the highest power, which in a dinosaur deck is just going to gain you tons of life. There is create a 3/3 dinosaur, deal X damage to any number of creatures you want, and then those creatures can't block, so it kind of gives you almost an overrun. Then the other Huatli, the Dinosaur Knight, 2+1/+1 counters on target dinosaur you control.
Okay.
What?
Or dinosaur that you control deals damage to creature you don't control. It's not even a fight card. It's just like my dinosaur sneaks up and murks your pirate in the middle of the night. Okay. He just comes up, mauls you, and then runs away. That's right.
That's going to haunt me in my dreams tonight.
Nightmare fuel, bro.
You're welcome. You're all welcome. And -7, dinosaurs get +4/+4 till end of turn. Because the whole thing is dinosaurs aren't big and stompy enough. Now, as soon as I saw the dinosaur commander that was spoiled, which is Gishath, Sun's avatar, it is 5, a red, a green, and a white. So it is an 8-drop, but it is a 7/6 trample, vigilant, haste dinosaur. And whenever it deals damage to an opponent, you reveal that many cards and put any dinosaurs in those revealed cards into play for free. Put the rest in the bottom of your deck. So even if they have a chump blocker and you only deal, say, 3 or 4 damage, I'm revealing 3 or 4 cards off the top of my deck, and if there's any dinosaurs there, bleh, flop it right into play, multiple at a time.
Without paying the casting cost?
Bingo. It is... Well, that's why it's an 8-drop. It is expensive, and your opponents are going to have to sit back and hold removal, because if that hits the board and it hits and you get a few dinosaurs, if they don't have a board wipe, that's just going to instantly shift the game, and you're likely going to win. Now, there are...
Is Carnage Tyrant, is that a dino?
Unfortunately, that one has not been made.
That thing is...
That's
all right.
Anyway,
I want to play fast and loose with types so often. Like, I just want to be like, well, let's just pretend that's an eminence. Like, well, let's see, he looks like a dinosaur. Let's make him a dinosaur.
Whether you play competitively or strictly for fun, EDH is about fun. It is a casual...
You could even say the whole word.
Or...
whatever Connor's doing.
Wiggle about like a limp uncooked sausage on
If
the
you
table.
just put a bunch of cards in a pile and pretend like you know what you're doing, it's great.
So let's move on to the next dinosaur. There's Regisar Alpha. It's 3, a red and a green. It's a 4/4.
This is a good one.
Is it chasing us?
It's got haste.
Oh, no.
That's why you got to run.
It gives all of your dinosaurs haste, and when it comes into play, it makes an extra 3/3 dinosaur token.
All other dinosaurs.
All other dinosaurs. I'm sorry.
Ah, so weak. Oh,
So you're getting
But he brings a buddy
7.
with him.
I'm just kidding.
You're getting 7 power and toughness for 5 mana, and all of your other dinosaurs get haste. It is just strong. Then you have Savage Stomp is a really cool card. It's 2 and a green to give target creature a +1/+1 counter, and then have it fight another creature you don't control. But if it's a dinosaur that you're targeting, it only costs 1 green mana. The casting cost is reduced by 2.
Yeah.
So all the creatures in your dinosaur deck, theoretically, or just about all of them, are going to be powerful. And then this, for 1 green mana, is going to make yours slightly stronger with a 1/1 counter, and then get rid of a creature your opponent has that's troubling you. Maybe he's got Pirate Ship, and he's got Basilisk Collar on it that makes it Death Touch, and now I can just be like, 1 green mana, we'll get rid of that Pirate Ship. So, unless it's untapped, in which case he'll just respond by killing my creature.
I would have responses, obviously.
Clearly.
I would have plans.
All right. So there's several
pirates.
There's several other Suns avatars. The white one is called Awakening Suns Avatar. It's 5 and 3 white for a 7/7 that when it enters the battlefield, destroys all non-dinosaur creatures. As soon as you get to 8 mana, drop this on the table, wipe everything that's not a dinosaur, and then just sit there pounding your chest. It's crazy. I have never felt this much attention and awkward love in my life.
No.
All right.
I hope you meant it non-figuratively. You actually just...
Oh, no, this is wonderful.
Do you know how T-Rexes tickle each other?
Carefully.
Like this.
All right.
Wow.
Mid-molestation, I'm going to tell you about Goring Ceratops. It is 5 and white. It's a 3/3 with double strike, and when it attacks, your other creatures also get double strike.
How do you make a kraken laugh? Tentacles.
Burning Sun's Avatar, 3 and 3 red for a 6/6 that deals 3 damage to your opponent and 3 damage to one of their creatures when it ETBs. So as soon as it comes in the battlefield, bolt your face, bolt your creature, pretty solid.
Costs $1 million.
It does. They're dinosaurs. None of them are cheap. Infuriated
Your deck's going to be
Gladiodon.
so packed with ramp. You know.
Oh yeah, it's going to be ramp and dinosaurs. Infuriated
We're
Gladiodon.
modern, man. We're not on a standard clock.
We don't need a mana curve.
3 to win turn 2.
Everything costs more than 6. I'll see you on turn 6,
I
boys.
literally just named a 3-drop. And finally, there's Settle the Wreckage. It's 2 white to exile all attacking creatures. Now, the owner of the creatures gets to go through their deck and put that many basic lands into play tapped. But, especially if you're playing against my dinosaurs, and I swing at you with 3 or 4 creatures, and you just make me exile those 4, and in exchange I get 4 lands, well, it didn't refill my hand with more creatures to cast. And all my creatures are hugely powerful, and by that point in the game, I don't need any more mana. That's basically going to knock me out of the game if your deck has done anything at all. So that's going to be a huge card, and that's going to see play. And again, it's instant speed, and it's almost a one-sided board wipe.
Yeah.
And, if I'm holding this card, Settle the Wreckage, I'm likely going to hold back in casting creatures for a few turns. I'm going to kind of bait that Alpha Strike, and then I'm going to be like, you have no creatures, and then, boop, 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 next turn I refill my board, and you didn't know it was coming, and now I'm going to win.
It's a mass path.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I think it's time we wrap up this jam. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. I said hello, so one of you say goodbye.
Bye.
Us? Goodbye.
Goodbye, the internet.
Thanks for watching our videos. As always, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell.
Food's here. Oh, sorry.
Come on in.
Anybody have? No, I need tip money. Give me a couple bucks.
Hey, what
This
up?
is food. Give me tip money.
Thanks for watching our videos. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell for some notifications. And Casey, do you know how dinosaurs tickle each other?
Like
this.
Goodbye, the internet.